Hi guys, Jay Smith here, down at Thetford Golf Course in Norfolk, and today we're doing a little bit of on-course testing for a different kind of birdie putt, different kind of idea, and it's the Motocaddy S7 Remote. So we're going to be having a look at that little wonder, what it can do, how it can help your game. Should we do this birdie putt first? Let's do this birdie putt first. Try and do it whilst I'm on camera. Trying to juggle hands. So much things in my hands to do. So I'll put this behind the ball. Now to behind the hole. Let's do it behind the hole so you get a bit of a left to right. So let's see if that's going to work. Yeah, that'll work. And let's see if I can put it for birdie. Should we? Yeah, leave the glove on. Left to righter, bit of a break. Oh yes, there we go. Birdie in the back door. Right, let's get on with this. Let's get some reviewing done. Let's start this review. I'm going to hit a tee shot down the par 4, and we'll talk. 3 wood off the tee, and we do some talking. Trouble left and trouble right down here. Needs a fairly straight tee shot. That's the one. Oh, it's drawing lovely. Right, let's start talking. Before we get into the what does it do, how does it unfold, how does it fold up, and all bits and pieces like that, what the remote control looks like. Let's just talk about why. Why would you have one? Now, as you can see, off it wanders. Why would you have one? I've used electric trolleys before, push trolleys, carried, and I do most carry because I like necessarily the freedom about walking over the green, etc. with a carry. Now with one of these, the benefit I found so far using the remote is that, well, I don't have to hold on to it. I can just let it wander off, do its thing. I'm controlling it via the, so it's going over there, and I can move it around if I want to. But generally just doing as it wants, wandering down there. Now, when it comes to trolleys, electric trolleys, even normal trolleys, push trolleys, let's stop it. When you're going along, you're holding on to it. Now, this thing does bounce around a bit more than normal. So if I was to, off it goes. Now this would normally probably not bounce around as much as that, especially off gravel, it's even bouncier. You can see how I can just turn it around, like that. It bounces up and down. When it comes to one of these, they bounce up and down more because you are not holding on to it. So you, the shock absorber, is not stopping that from bouncing around up and down like this. So it does bounce around up and down. And it does make it sound, because it's bouncing up and down, because a lot of it is plastic. A lot of it is, some of it is metal, but a lot of it is plastic. Try and keep it lightweight. It does sound a little bit, I don't want to say cheap, it's the wrong word. It doesn't sound cheap, but it rattles because obviously it's bouncing on top. There's nothing actually loose, it's just the noise of it bouncing across. That's on gravel. On grass, don't know if you can hear, it's basically silent. Basically silent. So we come up to the ball now, stop it. Now, remote control. They could make a remote control which looks a little bit nicer than this. Not saying, okay, it's quite an expensive piece of kit, this. It's not the cheapest piece of kit. But then again, a lithium battery thingy won't be. So you've got to accept that it's going to cost a lot of money. But then you get the freedom of, I'm recording and I'm not worrying about carrying clubs, I'm not worried about pushing the trolley around, and yeah, it's just use remote control. So that is, was it a gimmick? Possibly. It's probably one of the world's most, I would say, well-made, nicest put together trolleys you'll get. Everything feels quality, even though a lot of it is plastic. So if we'll go get down here, oh, if we can see, got my bag on there. Right, so I've got this in the black and orange, which is a little bit kind of, yeah, funky garish. But what I like about this, if you can see me, one of those ones where you have to bear with. All this frame is aluminium, metal, everything's metal on it. So all the important bits is metal, it's going to stay sturdy. Love the fact it's got a lithium battery. Lithium batteries last forever. Not forever, they don't, but they last a lot longer than lead acid batteries. If any of you guys are thinking about getting anything like this, don't get a lead acid one. They are cheaper, but they're just, I could go into a whole new video as to why they're not so good. When it comes to this little thing, it is slightly heavier than the standard S1. So this being the S7 Remote is basically the same as an S1. There's not really that much different at all to a standard S1, but the remote control. But this one is slightly heavier. When I've moved it around there, whether the distribution of weight, I'll put up on the screen if I can find out exactly how much they do weigh, but this one is slightly, it feels heavier. Reason being because there's two motors, one to turn left, one to turn right. So instead of like one motor doing basically one thing, you push it and you steer it. You've got one motor turning the left hand side wheel, one motor turning the right hand side, and obviously they can move independently to steer it. Right, one of the best things I have found with this, and I'll tell you what, I'm going to play in my shop and I'll show you what I mean. Right, so this is where my 3-wood upper tee had finished. We have got 126 down 2 degrees, 1, 2, 3. So wedge, pitching wedge. So we're going to hit this one in, and yeah, we're going to go see necessarily what I mean by the best part of having the remote control. Oh, come on, that's not bad. Oh, stop. Oh, I should be close. Right, divot repair time, and I'll go explain why it's so good. Right, after a half decent shot into the green, 123 adjusted yards because of down 2 degrees. Let's talk about why this remote. The best part I have found about this remote. So this is a completely unbiased but realistic and honest review of this thing here. Now I'm not really now start talking into what the metal's made out of, or the frame, and what kind of particles and metal and bits and pieces, all that sort of rubbish when it comes to a product review. Like irons and bits and pieces, because the manufacturers love talking about what it's made out of and anything else like this. Right, this is the best part. I would normally have in my hand, this hand, one that's holding the camera, my putter. And I'm now, basically, as you can see there, telling it to go to the next tee. And that's the best thing. I'm now walking, I would be, I'm now trying to, there you go, stop. And that's the best part. I can walk onto the green with my putter, straight camera, and I can just send it off to the next. Now, unless I have an idea that I'm gonna start putting off the edge, and then need to chip on, yeah, I can understand that might be a problem. Where did I pitch? Let's have a look where I pitched. We're a fraction too far. Let's repair that in a second. But yeah, that's one of the best things I've found so far with this thing, is the fact that you literally just goes exactly where you want it to go. You don't have to hold it, just send it off on one. Now, is it worth the extra money? I don't know. It is quite expensive. Has it got all the features, say, like of the S5 Connect, or as in, does it fold down as small as the M1 Pro? No, it doesn't. But Motocaddy produce certain ranges, certain products from their range, to fit different people's ideas of what they need. Now, it is expensive. Yes, it is. And I quite like it. I do quite like it. And it kind of takes out what I like to carry. I like to be able to walk over the green, and I can still do that. I can just send this around the outside of the green, job done. And I haven't got to carry. I don't feel tired. At the end of the round, I haven't carried that massive bag around me for 18 holes. I'm quite happy. So really, obviously I would have my putter in my hand now rather than the camera. So I'd be able to try and have a go at that. A little bit past the pin, but still good shot. The bag that I've got with it. Now, the bag that I've got with it is the Pro, and it's the black and orange one to fit the black and orange buggy, yeah. I love that bag. It's massive. If you want a bag built to last, this thing is, it's not bulletproof. I was going to say bulletproof, it's not bulletproof. But it is exceptionally good. The only issue I found with it, and it is the only issue I found, it is so big, the pockets are massive. If you find that you need a big golf bag to put all your stuff in and you fill this up, you're carrying way too much stuff around a golf course. If I had the S7 Remote, I would have this bag. Now, they do the club, the light, the Pro as well, bits and pieces like that, but this being the proper Pro Series bag, yes, it is a bit more expensive, yes it is, but you're already spending a lot of money on the S7 Remote, so you might as well get something which is going to complement it, and this thing will do. It's basically waterproof. It's not waterproof, but it's that kind of material. As you can see there, you can, within reason, I wouldn't want to get into like a monsoon with it, but it will be fairly decent. It's got all the pockets in there that you can ever want, but the only issue that I found so far, because it has got so many pockets from the point of view, or so much space, the pockets are massive. And going from like a carrying bag where the pockets are slightly smaller and going to this, I'm finding that I've got a glove pocket in my carry bag. Well, the glove pocket on this is just like huge. So you're kind of losing stuff in the bag, it's so big. But if you've got a lot of stuff, waterproofs, etc., this thing will fill it. It's a great little bag, massive bag. But it's a great little thing to complement that. And it looks pretty good. So if I was to get my towel out of the way, there we go, get all the dust and dirt off it and everything, but yeah, I think it looks pretty good. So functional, yes, it's fairly easy to clean. If you've got at the end of the golf course, you normally have like the air, compressed air things, and that will just blast it off easy. There's probably more videos around there that talk more about how it's put together, bits and pieces. But I cannot get past this little thing. Motocaddy, next time you design one, can you do me a favour? Make it look a bit better. It looks, it's functional. It's a remote control, so it is functional. Anyway, I've got one more hole to go before we get to the car park. So let's spin it around. Finally, managed to find somewhere I can put the tripod down onto somewhere where it's nice and steady, so I don't have to keep on holding it. Cramp. S7 Remote. My final conclusion about using this, I've had it for now, I've tested it for quite some time, so I didn't really, in this review, I didn't really want to get in massive depths about what everything's made out of. I mean, that's not the whole idea. At the end of the day, if you're going to buy a trolley, you don't really, you want to know, is it robust? Yes. I've used it for quite some time now. I'm not someone who carries a lot of stuff in their golf bag. I've been used to carrying for so many years. Anyone who carries will know that you don't really want to be putting too much stuff in your golf bag because you're lugging that around for 18 holes. This is by far, apart from a buggy, having like a proper buggy to sit in and drive around for 18 holes, this is by far the easiest 18 holes of golf you're going to get. You're not going to get tired from anything to do with your clubs. Whatsoever, you're just going to be the 18 holes of walking. That might be tiresome enough depending on where you play, but that's it, no carry involved, and it is just a joy. It is nice. It is a lot of money, yes it is, but bearing in mind, I don't know how long these last for. Now, the S7 Remote's been out for a little while. What I gather from Motocaddy, they haven't had an awful lot, if not hardly any issues with the S7 Remote in itself. Remember guys, this is basically like an S1 within reason. It's not that much dissimilar. I mean, at the range we've got S1s, S3s and everything else. And when you look at them like for like, yes, you can see it's an S7 Remote because it's got two motors in it. So obviously to drive both wheels independently so we can steer, etc. It hasn't got all the toys, say like an S5 Connect. No, it hasn't. But it's a lovely piece of kit. It really is a nice piece of kit. Would I have one? I'm still in the carrying stage because I just enjoy carrying. I don't get a lot of time to play, so when I'm out on the golf course like I am today, it's just lovely to be out. And I enjoy the exercise of not just walking the 18 holes but carrying as well. Now, if you're not looking for that part of golf, the exercise side of it, and you want to enjoy just the playing golf and don't want to get knackered by the 12th hole because you're carrying, this is a wonderful idea. Now, will the S1 do it? Yes, it will. Will the S3 do it? Will all of them do it? Yeah, of course they will. But the S7 and the remote bit, this bit here, this is the important part. The fact that you can literally just drive it around. If you're going to the green, grab your putter out of the bag, and then you can just send the trolley off to the next hole, which we are at the moment. And that's the beauty of it. You can have a chat with your mates, just walking along. You haven't got to worry about putting your bag down and fishing bits and pieces out of your bag, then going over there and think, oh, where's my, oh, I put it on the wrong side of the green. And then walking past that way, then walking past the pin and saying sorry to the people behind. You can literally just send it off and do its thing. So is it quicker? Yes, it is, because you can play golf faster. And that's the best part about it. I really do like this. Would I think it's worth the extra money over the S1? Yes, I would, in all honesty. If you're in the market for getting one, that's the important thing. If you definitely decide to get one, think about this idea as well. The S7 Remote brings a completely different idea to playing golf. There's other products on the market which do similar things, but the best part of this is you physically control where it goes. There's other options of, say, other manufacturers where you can set it in yardage differences and bits and pieces like that. That's great, but you can steer this. So anyway, let's go see how it goes in the car. What's also good about the fact that you've got lithium batteries nowadays, which is in this, guaranteed for 5 years. And the importance of that is the fact that, one, it'll obviously last longer than lead acid ones, but because of the little cutout, I don't know if I could show it in here. There you go, little cutout. Basically it means that you can get away with leaving it in there, charging it in its frame, and that's good. But yeah, I wouldn't even think about having a motorised trolley nowadays without a lithium battery. Right guys, the all important, how does it break down and how do you put it back up again? Very, very quick and easy when it comes to Motocaddy. No bells and whistles. You basically got two little catches for the bag. So one round this side, you pull it around and off. No different with this one, you just pull it out and around, then lift off the bag. Right, good thing with a Motocaddy, rather than having one bag with a generic trolley, is you've got little locating pins. So if you see on the bottom here, I'll bring that close, so that the camera will focus on those little pins. Those little pins connect onto little pins, little locating pins in here. So basically it goes, clicks in. So it not just sits on there, or a little groove underneath that it sits in between. There's little locating pins in there, just make sure it keeps everything solidly together. Right, the all important, how does it unfold? Well, lucky enough, Motocaddy make it fairly simple. One little orange clip on the frame. There we go, so you can see, little orange clip there. Little press-in tab. So you press that in, yeah, and just let it fall down. That was simple. Handle folds over like that. Push them in, keep them in out of the way, and that's all it does. Just sits in there like that. Right, now, one thing you must remember to do, and if you don't do this, you'll probably pick it up and it will go, that doesn't work. On the top, the last little orange pin, you need to press that in, and there's a little pin that goes into it, and it's nice and secure in. Let it release, and that's now locked in. So now you can pick it up if you want, and it won't unfold. Best thing to do. Right, when it comes to wheels, Motocaddies years ago, well, I think they still do with normal S1s, etc. They have a left and a right wheel. No longer on the S7, doesn't really matter. Because you've got two motors, turn left and right. Black button, release. Black button, release, comes off. And also on this side, black button and release. Job done. taking off fast on the Formula 1 pit crew. And then all you do, pick it up. Now, is it slightly heavier than a standard S1? Yes, it is a little bit, because you've got the 2 motors on the bottom. Let's see if you can see those. Get them up a little bit closer. Yeah, twin motors. But then that goes in the car. And then wheels go in the car. Yeah, also in the bag as well. Right, hope you liked the video. If you did, click the like button below. Comment below if you even think this is the right idea for you. If you like ideas of remote controls, can't forget remote control. Yeah, comment below whatever you want. Don't forget to click this little button by the side of me. That's a subscribe button. Please subscribe. It does help the channel. Allows me to get more bits and pieces like this to test. And we'll see you again soon.